The world watched in amazement as the Berlin Wall crumbled in 1989. The Soviet Union, once a superpower, dissolved just a few years later. The Cold War, with its ever-present threat of nuclear annihilation, was finally over. But victory brought new challenges. The collapse of the Soviet Union created a dangerous power vacuum. Former Soviet states struggled with economic turmoil and weak governance. Military stockpiles, including weapons-grade nuclear material, were vulnerable to theft and trafficking. A chilling new threat emerged: nuclear smuggling. Criminal organizations and rogue states saw an opportunity in the chaos. The black market for nuclear materials flourished. The thought of terrorists or rogue nations obtaining the means to build a nuclear bomb sent shockwaves through intelligence agencies worldwide. The United States, recognizing the global danger, knew it had to act swiftly and decisively. The FBI, with its expertise in counterintelligence and organized crime, was tasked with leading the charge. A top-secret operation, soon to be known as Operation Safe Haven, was born. The collapse of the Soviet Empire left behind a dangerous legacy. Thousands of nuclear weapons and tons of nuclear material scattered across newly independent states. These materials, once tightly controlled, were now vulnerable to theft and smuggling. The international community was on high alert. The prospect of nuclear weapons or materials falling into the wrong hands was a nightmare scenario. Terrorist groups, fueled by ideological hatred, could unleash unimaginable devastation with even a small amount of highly enriched uranium or plutonium. Rogue states, eager to join the nuclear club, saw an opportunity to bypass the Non-Proliferation Treaty. The black market for nuclear materials became a dangerous web of criminals, corrupt officials, and shadowy intermediaries. Deals were struck in dimly lit backrooms, far from the watchful eyes of international authorities. The stakes were incredibly high. A single successful transaction could have catastrophic consequences for global security. The FBI, recognizing the urgency, launched Operation Safe Haven to combat this growing threat. In the early 1990s, Operation Safe Haven emerged as a cornerstone of U.S. counter-proliferation efforts. The mission was clear: disrupt and dismantle the burgeoning nuclear black market. The FBI, working closely with international partners, aimed to identify and neutralize smuggling networks before they could deliver nuclear materials to dangerous actors. The operation was shrouded in secrecy. Agents operated undercover, often in hostile territory, to penetrate smuggling rings. They posed as buyers, sellers, and intermediaries, carefully gaining the trust of their targets. The work was fraught with danger. One wrong move could expose their cover and jeopardize the entire operation. The agents involved were highly trained, with expertise in languages, cultural understanding, and undercover tactics. They understood the gravity of their mission. Lives were at stake, potentially millions. The success of Operation Safe Haven depended on their courage, skill, and unwavering commitment to protecting the world from a nuclear catastrophe. Operation Safe Haven relied heavily on the bravery and ingenuity of undercover FBI agents. These individuals stepped into a world of shadows, risking their lives to infiltrate smuggling networks. They posed as ruthless criminals, willing to pay top dollar for nuclear materials. Their task was fraught with danger, requiring nerves of steel and an ability to think on their feet. One misstep could expose their true identities, jeopardizing the operation and their lives. To maintain their cover, agents immersed themselves in the world of arms dealers and black market operatives. They frequented clandestine meeting places, spoke in coded language, and mastered the art of deception. The pressure was immense. They were constantly tested by suspicious smugglers, always on the lookout for signs of law enforcement. Despite the risks, these undercover heroes played a pivotal role in Operation Safe Haven's success. Their ability to gain the trust of smugglers, gather intelligence, and ultimately disrupt transactions was instrumental in preventing nuclear materials from falling into the wrong hands.